Alright, you guys, welcome back to a brand new video, brand new vlog. I guess it is day number 103, posting every single day, as we're posting every single day for the next 365 days. So if you are new here, please subscribe. I'm basically posting every single day for the next 365 days, mental health rants, vlogs, and just things like that. I don't know, ever since hitting day 100, I feel good. I'm like in a happy mood, like wow, I hit 100 days. Not even, like I could actually do it, you know. But today's video, I got a special one actually. Let me more with the car real quick, and we'll talk about it real quick before I leave. It's about to be 6:20 right now. I'm about to go to work right now. I start at 7. It is Saturday. But yeah, like I said, I have a great video because I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this post, and you know, I have a post saved that's related to it, and we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna show you it and everything like that. You know, the usual. But you know, it was saying maybe, like, I'll give you like an idea of it. It's just, it was saying like maybe you had to experience, you know, feeling weak to understand what it felt to be strength. You know, maybe you had to experience self-doubt to understand that you could believe in yourself, you know. And that's something that's going to go along with talking about with mental health and everything like that, because you know, like I said, there was a time I had probably had to think that I wasn't gonna find happiness until I ended up finding happiness and everything like that. So it's crazy to talk about, or crazy to think about, but once we explain it more and I put the post and read it to you guys, you'll understand more about it. I also posted today's new video as well, talking about men's mental health. Again, if you're someone who is struggling with mental health, any of that type of stuff, my DMs are always open, or comment down below. You know, again, I'm someone who understands it. I've suffered with depression. I suffered with severe anxiety. You know, I was suicidal. I had suicidal thoughts where I wanted to, you know, commit suicide. You know, and you guys are not alone, because if I could go from sad to happy, you guys can too. And you know, obviously I talk about it as much as I can and try to give you guys the advice if you're suffering and everything like that. So this video will tie into mental health and everything like that. But I'm gonna get ready to go, and we'll pick up the camera when we are off. Alrighty, you guys, so it is 11:50 right now, and you guys are probably all wondering, let me try to fix the lighting real quick. Yeah, so you guys are all wondering why you're recording this at like 11:50 right now. This is the time I take my break, and when I go in at 7, well, I was gonna take it at 10, like 10:30, but we got super busy. It was super busy today. A lot of frosty. So all you guys who are buying or getting Fusion and Swirls, stop getting those, because those are so annoying to make, because we have to walk back and forth, and it's just annoying. But we're gonna talk more about what I was saying in the first clip. Let me find it real quick. Now I'll probably take like a couple pictures and put it up here while I read it, so you guys can see it, because I know it's gonna be like very annoying. But this right here is so true. After I started to realize, like, the first slide says maybe you were meant to lose to understand the value of winning. And this goes a long way for like different things. Maybe you were meant to take that L in basketball, lose that game to understand the value of winning. You know, like let's say, you know how the Browns were going 0-16 in the NFL and had the worst record. You know, they had experience losing, and then they ended up drafting Baker Mayfield, and Mayfield ended up taking them to the playoffs. And if you guys are football fans, you'll know that. But like, maybe that's how they had experience losing to, you know, get to winning. You know, maybe I could put the Thunder in the finals. We had experience a couple years of losing to understand the value of winning, to build a team that wants to win, you know. So you can put this in anything in life as well. And in the next slide, it says, like I said in the first clip, maybe you were meant to feel weak to understand the value of strength. You know, you were supposed to be at your rock bottom to understand the value of strength, to know how to pull yourself out of this situation. Again, you were meant to doubt yourself to understand the value of belief. You know, I've always like doubted myself about posting content, and like, what are people gonna think? What are people gonna say about me? What are my coworkers gonna say? Or all these people I know. And at the end of the day, if I like it and other people like it, and it's changing the world and helping others that in any way possible with mental health or anything, or people just enjoying and watching the content, then that's what I'm happy. And that's why I would say that's maybe belief. You know, I also believe that this is my purpose, to share and create content. This is what God gave me. This is the voice God gave me to do. The next slide is maybe you were meant to feel lost to understand the value of being found. I think this goes with a lot of mental health people who are struggling. You are meant to feel lost, alone, not knowing what to do in life, to understand the meaning of being found. You know, I had to be lost. I had to have that suicidal thoughts. I had to go through the lowest point of losing everything to be able to find myself. I found who I am. I found what I want to do in life. I found the people that make me happy. You know, I finally like stopped stressing about work and everything like that. So there is times where this, like, you have to be lost to figure out and find what makes you happy and to be found. Like the last slide just says, maybe you're meant to feel small to understand the value of self-worth. You know, like I said, these quotes are just showing you, like, we all have to experience the rock bottom, the depressive state, the dark and black clouds around, and being alone at 3 a.m. like, and sitting in the bathroom. Like, I know how that feels and everything like that. And maybe we were meant to feel that because at the end, when we finally evolve and figure out life and finally take control of our life instead of our emotions, like our mind take control of us, seeing reality in a different way, you take control and you see life and you switch your perspective. Again, you figure out so much. Again, I'm speaking from personal experience because, again, I could say 2 years ago I was depressed. I mean, 3 years ago I couldn't even fathom my senior year wasn't the best year, you know, when I graduated and everything like that, because I was going through things, you know, experienced my parents' divorce, my mom and sister passing away, you know. I had to be lost to be able to get to where I am now, you know. If none of those things happened, I don't know if I would ever have the confidence to make content, you know. All these things happen for a reason, and God, you know, has a plan for all of us. You know, you may not see it now, but trust me, there is a plan for you guys, you know. Even though if you're struggling right now, you know, you are not alone. There's a lot of people who are struggling as well. I was one of them. And the only thing that can happen is you take control of your life. And again, you have to have patience with yourself. You know, have patience, you know. Just learn to love yourself. If you're saying that you're ugly, you're fat, any of that, your mind's going to think it and be like, oh, maybe I am ugly and fat, you know. You got to switch the mindset as well to, like, from being lost to being found, to being sad to being happy, you know. You just have to flip it, and it takes time, you know. Again, I'm still learning. It's been over 4 years since I've been trying to fix my mental health, and every year I get better and learn something new. But I'm gonna get ready to go back to work. It is 11:54. I'm gonna go start counting and getting ready to close the store, and we'll pick up the camera when we are off. Alrighty, so I just got home right now. It's 1:55 in the morning. You know, I stayed and chat like 10 minutes with my coworkers again. You know, working with the right people, you just love talking with them, and that's kind of why it makes it better to work with them and everything like that. Like I said, for today's video, you know, we had to experience rock bottom to understand happiness. We had to go through all these type of things in our lives to understand the other side. You know, that's why they say there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You know, if you're in the darkness, there's always a bright light, you know, if you're struggling. You know, and this video goes for anything if you really think about it and you put it in perspective. Like, if you're an athlete, you know, you had to experience going to having a losing streak to becoming the best person ever, or the best basketball player, or whatever your sport you be playing, you know. That's just how life is, you know. That's just how it is, you know. That's what God makes us go through to understand, you know. If we all understood what happiness was in the beginning when we were all growing up, then there wouldn't be no rock bottom or anything like that. And to have happiness, you have to have sadness. To have everything you ever wanted, you have to, you know, don't have everything you ever wanted, you know. Like, I never thought about having this camera, you know, or anything like that, because money wasn't, like, I didn't come from money and everything like that. But enough of me ranting. We're just going to close out today's video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what videos you want to see. Comment down below what mental health topics you want me to go deeper in and all that type of stuff. And make sure you guys are grinding every single day, as we're grinding every single day for the next 365 days from January 2025 to January 2026. You know, you never know what your life will look like in the next 6 months or even in the next 365 days. You know, take that risk, make your dreams a reality. Don't listen to people's opinions. And if you're someone who struggles with mental health, anxiety, and that type of stuff, you know, my DMs are truly always open. And I'll catch you guys all in tomorrow's video.